Hello, Tukwila Tigers, and welcome back to Mrs. White's At-Home Read-Alouds. Make sure you have pencil and paper or a sibling or adult to talk to, because throughout the story that I'm going to read to you today, you're going to see this paper, and it says, pause, time to write or discuss, and then you're going to see a question about the book that you can respond to by either talking to a sibling or adult or writing it down. All right, so the story that I'm going to read to you today is called Frederick, and it's by Lio Lionni. And Lio Lionni is one of my favorite authors, and if you haven't read any books by him, now's a really good time to start. So I want you to look at the cover, think about what you notice. I see a flower that this little mouse appears to be holding. He seems pretty happy. He's got a little smile there, maybe a little tired. I see like some big stones here. All right, let's see. This just says his name over and over again. Frederick, Frederick, Frederick. All along the meadow, where the cows grazed and the horses ran, there was an old stone wall. In that wall, not far from the barn and the granary, a chatty family of field mice had their home. But the farmers had moved away. The barn was abandoned, and the granary stood empty. And since winter was not far off, the little mice began to gather corn and nuts and wheat and straw. They all worked day and night, all except Frederick. I bet this one is Frederick here. He's the one that seems to be not working. So I want you to think. How do you think the other mice feel about Frederick not working? How do you think they might describe Frederick? So once again, how do you think the other mice feel about Frederick not working? How do you think they would describe Frederick? Go ahead and press pause. Frederick, why don't you work? They asked. I do work, said Frederick. I gather sun rays for the cold, dark winter days. I wonder how they feel about that answer. Looks like the corn is pretty heavy. It takes two of them to carry. And when they saw Frederick sitting there, staring at the meadow, they said, "And now, Frederick?" "I gather colors," answered Frederick simply, "for winter is gray." Sure seems like they could use some help. And once Frederick seemed half asleep. "Are you dreaming, Frederick?" they asked reproachfully. But Frederick said, "Oh no, I am gathering words, for the winter days are long and many, and we will run out of things to say." Let's go back and look at this line again. "Are you dreaming, Frederick?" they asked reproachfully. I wonder what that word reproachfully means. So it's a word that's describing the way that they asked. I want you to think about, what do you think it means? "Are you dreaming, Frederick?" they asked reproachfully. Go ahead and pause. What do you think the word reproachfully means? How do you know? It seems like they're probably pretty frustrated right now, right? Like they're almost scolding him. Let's see. The winter days came, and when the snow fell, the 5 little field mice took to their hideout in the stones. In the beginning, there was lots to eat, and the mice told stories of foolish foxes and silly cats. They were a happy family. This is a really good spot to stop and make a prediction. What do you think is coming? Why? Go ahead and press pause. Let's see, let's find out. But little by little, they had nibbled up most of the nuts and berries. The straw was gone, and the corn was only a memory. It was cold in the wall, and no one felt like chatting. Then they remembered what Frederick had said about sun rays and colors and words. "What about your supplies, Frederick?" they asked. I wonder how they're going to feel about Frederick now. "Close your eyes," said Frederick as he climbed on a big stone. "Now I send you the rays of the sun. Do you feel how their golden glow?" And as Frederick spoke of the sun, the 4 little mice began to feel warmer. Was it Frederick's voice? Was it magic? "And how about the colors, Frederick?" they asked anxiously. "Close your eyes again," Frederick said. And when he told them of the blue periwinkles, the red poppies and the yellow wheat, and the green leaves of the berry bush, they saw the colors as clearly as if they had been painted in their minds. "And the words, Frederick?" Frederick cleared his throat, waited a moment, and then as if from a stage he said, "Who scatters snowflakes? Who melts the ice? Who spoils the weather? Who makes it nice? Who grows the 4-leaf clovers in June? Who dims the daylight? Who lights the moon? 4 little field mice who live in the sky. 4 little field mice like you and I. One is the spring mouse who turns on the showers. Then comes the summer who paints in the flowers. The fall mouse is next with walnuts and wheat, and winter is last with cold little feet. Aren't we lucky the seasons are 4? Think of a year with 1 less or 1 more." When Frederick had finished, they all applauded. "But Frederick," they said, "you are a poet." Frederick blushed, took a bow, and said shyly, "I know it." So that's the end of the story. And I want you to think about, how did the other mice's feelings about Frederick change from the beginning to the end? What caused their feelings to change. So once again, how did the other mice's feelings about Frederick change from the beginning to the end? What caused their feelings to change? Go ahead and press pause and think. All right, tigers, that's the end of Frederick by Lio Lionni. I hope you tune in again soon. Have a great day.